Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a full album react. Hope you're all having a wonderful one out there. I appreciate you stopping on and coming on by today. We are diving into some Weezer. We have never covered Weezer on the channel, but today we're going to cover their 14th studio album released 2021, relatively recent. That would be their album, OK Human. Weezer is a band that I know their hits. A matter of fact, if you stick around, I might just show you something that I think that you would get quite a laugh out of. But before we do that, you gotta stick around because I'm gonna insert it somewhere in this video. We're listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Dustin. Thank you so much for the over-the-top support. Thank you for the overwhelming support. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the recommendation as well. Weezer it's the favorite band of a YouTuber that I watch, and like I said, I'm familiar with their pop or their pop, I guess so, their hits and such, but can't say I've really heard much else by them. Weezer, when I pull them up, there's a fly in here. Weezer, when I pull them up, yeah, Island in the Sun, Say It Ain't So, whoa, whoa, Buddy Holly, Undone. Yeah, those four songs, looking at their top tracks, those are the ones I know. Island in the Sun, Say It Ain't So, Buddy Holly, Undone, the Sweater Song. Nothing else looks familiar to me when I look at their top tracks here. So that's what we're going to be doing here on the channel today. I hope that you guys are having a lovely one. I am pulling up the album as we speak, and I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I mean, by the time this video comes out, Thanksgiving will have passed, but I hope that you have a wonderful one. I hope that you ate everything you wanted to eat. Right now, I'm looking forward to it, but by the time this video comes out, I should be back on my diet. As always, before we dive into it, the Buy Me a Coffee is available, just like Dustin, if you'd like to sponsor a song or even an album request as well. If you don't mind just pressing the like button before we dive in, it helps a great deal. And just, telling YouTube, hey, people like this channel, so maybe we should share it with more people. And besides that, that is my intro. I'm going to finish my spinach apple shake, protein shake. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive in with the first track, which is all of my favorite songs. This sip of some apple spinach goes to you. Sounds like Mellotron to me.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad. All my favorite people make me mad. Everything that feels so good is bad, bad, bad. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Like that orchestral pop kind of sound they have here.
I love parties, but I don't go. Then I feel bad when I stay home. Cause I need a friend when I take a walk. I like spacing out when somebody talks. I wanna be rich, but I feel guilty. I fall in love with everyone who hates me. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. All my favorite people make me mad, so mad. Everything that feels so good is bad, bad, bad. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. I don't know what's wrong with me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know what's wrong with me. Dreamy morning, walking along by myself.
I like how he's tapping the tom, the floor tom there.
And trying to find my way through hell. Sometimes I wish I was on an island, but then I'd miss the sound of sirens. All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
The horn
All
there.
my favorite sad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh,
I like how that slowed down there. That kind of okay. It kind of transitioned in there a little bit. Okay, so once again, I'm only familiar with Weezer's hits, those 4 songs that I mentioned. So hearing them like in this track with the orchestra behind them, and really this is kind of an orchestral pop track, is kind of interesting, while still kind of hitting some of those same notes that, you know, I'm familiar with the band, Rivers Cuomo, and his singing, the kind of, you know, occasionally ironic and sarcastic singing style and the lyrics and such, I think are really great here. Kind of true, if I'm looking at some of the lyrics. But I really think that orchestral style, it fits them very well in what they've kind of achieved here. I think that works really nicely. The beginning almost sounded a little bit like Mellotron. I could be off, but I don't quite think I am. And Mellotron, of course, has that orchestral sound to it. And so when they use that as the intro, and then, of course, kind of builds that fully fledged orchestral sound, it works very well. That's a really, really nice flow. I like the strength of the beat of the drum, and I like that moment when the drummer uses the floor tom just a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of a subtle kind of pounding rhythm there. Patrick Wilson on the drums here. Brian Bell is handling acoustic guitar as well as that organ. It says organ credit here, but I'm leaning a little bit towards Mellotron. You have a huge list of additional musicians handling those orchestral elements there as well. Heard a little bit of trumpet in there, giving you a little bit of a herald. But this is like a nice, big, kind of expansive, still a nice slice of pop just with an orchestral layer kind of sound here. Nice intro for the album. Let's dive in these lyrics, which I really like. I love this chorus. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. All my favorite people make me mad. Everything that feels so good is bad, bad, bad. All my favorite songs are slow and sad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love parties, but I don't go. Then I feel bad when I stay at home. I mean, isn't that such a relatable? I mean, I can't say it to you, but like, I love going out, not necessarily to like parties, but like hanging out with friends and stuff. But then sometimes you say like, I don't really feel like going out. And then the time you say, you know, your friends are meeting at 5:00 on Saturday, you tell them like, no, I'm not going to make it, guys. Then 5:05 comes around, you're at home, and you're like, man, I wish I kind of went. Yeah. Because I need a friend when I take a walk. I'm like spacing out when somebody talks. I want to be rich, but I feel guilty. I fall in love with everyone who hates me. Dreamy morning, walking alone by myself, of course, referencing immediately what was just said over here. Thinking about life and trying to find my way through hell. Sometimes I wish I was on an island in the sun, but then I'd miss the sound of sirens. Once again, a really nice little line. That's what I like about a good, like, I'm saying this for a pop song, but it could be any song. I like a pop song that's well executed and concise and well written. And like these 8 lines, the first 4 references, you know, I need a friend when I take a walk. Well, here, the morning's come, you're walking alone. So I like how there's a call back there, a thematic connection. And then sometimes I wish I was on an island, but then I miss the sound of sirens. You know, I like how we bring in a snappy little zinger of a line there. No, I wish I was on an island, but if I was on an island, then I'm already on land, and I would miss the sound of sirens. Those beautiful sirens calling me to land. Oh, wait, it's rocks, and I'm shipwrecked. You know, like I just like how that's written there. So a nice slice of orchestral. Oh, it says it right here, orchestral pop. All right, it's the first single from this album, a music video released in the same day. In contrast with the recent hard rock singles from Van Weezer, this song is more of a Baroque pop and chamber pop song. It says, in regards to the song's style and lyrics, Cuomo stated that it reflects his music taste by declaring all my favorite songs are slow and sad. Quite direct, as it says. And there you go. Any chart information for this one? 10 in Canada, 1 on the U.S. rock and alternative play, which I don't really listen to the radio. I listen to talk radio and news occasionally, but I don't really listen. Well, not even really. I don't listen to music radio. The only music radio I listen to, actually, now that I think about it, I do occasionally. If I do, we have a station here. It's called 102 Jams. It basically came back from the 90s. It's like all 90s hits, like stuff that I grew up with. And then I'll listen to our local college station. Specifically, there's a jazz one that only plays jazz, old school, new, classics, every type. So that's what I listen to when it comes to the radio. All right, let's move on to the next track here, which is going to be Alu Gobi, which it seemed like it was kind of treading that same orchestral path as the previous track. Let's see if this continues on. Sharp cutting strings in the violin.
What's playing at the Arrow? Some French noir flick. Don't wanna sit next to humans, I'm agoraphobic. Order up a decaf latte, spin Gainsbourg tunes. Gosh darn this cast iron lounger, my butt will bruise. I'd rather be a man on a mission. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Walking down Montana, same old dull routines, same old Lou Gobi. Walking down Montana, I tried to raise an eyebrow, it weighed too much. Instead, I simply stared at the passing trucks. They said that life gets sweet as years go by, but mine has lost its flavor like this chai. I'd rather be a man on a mission. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Walking down Montana, same old dull routines, same old Lou Gobi. Walking down Montana, you are not alone. You are not
I like the guitar of this part here. It's very heavy.
Someone else will be there with you, be there with you. You are not alone. Be there with you, be there with you. You are not alone. Oh my God, what's happening
This is good.
to me? Walking down Montana, same old dull routines, same old Lou Gobi. Walking down Montana,
No, let me stop it and talk about it really quick. That was a nice transition. So Alu Gobi is like, it's keeping that same style, and I mean, from the intro of Grapes of Wrath, it seems like maybe this album in totality may fit into that style, but this one hits a lot harder. This one is still heavy. No, I'm sorry. This one's still orchestral, but it's very much heavier. There's a little bit more of an epic sound, especially from the beginning when you hear those strings cutting across. Bop 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 bop. Like, you know that there's something heavy coming alongside with it. And when the drums come in, like I said, it's very well produced on those drums, giving them a heavy thump, a heavy kind of backbeat behind that kick. And so I love how bassy that feels, while at the same time, really stringing those strings of melody. Here you do hear a little bit more of that organ there. I like the guitar alongside with the strings and how they play and interact there together. It creates a really nice melody for them to sing on. I like Rivers Cuomo's voice here. Not Withers, Rivers. Sometimes my R's and W's. And I like how he sings in here. He has a certain like directness, I would say. And that kind of leans, of course, into like some of the sarcasm or the irony that he kind of sings of and speaks of. But it works really well in the style. And then I love those little bits of harmonies that you get either from him or maybe, one of the other members in the band that just kind of sneaks in behind it and adds this really nice kind of singable lightness into the music, which I thought that both of that worked really, really well in this track. And this kind of follows the same idea and the same theme as the previous track. I did think it was kind of interesting. What's playing at the Arrow? Some French noir flick, mais it's La Samurai. Don't want to sit next to humans? I'm agoraphobic. Is that afraid of spaces or like crowded places? I want to say. Let me take you off the screen and I'll check. Agoraphobic. I think it's crowded places or crowds, something like that. It's an anxiety disorder marked by intense fear of situations where escape might be difficult. Okay, so I'm not exactly correct on that end. Order up a decaf latte, spin Gainsbourg tunes, and how hilarious! I can't imagine that. I can't doubt that must be a reference to Charlotte Gainsbourg, who we just listened to her track 555 or 555, which is kind of perfect timing. Gosh darn this cast iron lounger, my butt will bruise. I'd rather be a man on a mission. I like in this pre-chorus when he says be a man on a mission. I think of like a NASA mission. I think of a mission going to space or anything like that. And the strings get appropriately, like they start to build up. They start to flare up right there. Kind of like inspiring and motivating. And I like how, once again, it works very well in line with the lyrics and the music. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Walking down Montana. Same old dull routines. Same Alu Gobi. Walking down Montana. I know Alu Gobi is the name of the song, but I don't know what that is. So let's go ahead and learn together. Let's see. It's a vegetarian dish from the Indian subcontinent made of potatoes. All right, there you go. Cauliflower and Indian spices. Popular in Indian cuisine, yellowish in color. Looks kind of tasty. So that's the cauliflower. That looks really tasty, actually. So that's what he's talking about. The Alu Gobi. I didn't mean to take you guys off the screen. Same Alu Gobi. I tried to raise an eyebrow way too much. Instead, I simply stared at the passing trucks. They said that life gets sweet as years go by, but mine has lost its flavor like this chai. He's sitting in this Indian restaurant, eating his Alu Gobi, drinking his chai. I'm sorry, but chai is amazing, especially if it's directly from a place that knows how to make it. Are you kidding me? But he says, hey, life is like this chai, losing its flavor, perhaps losing its heat as time goes on, and he just sits there, holding it, saying life is doing the same. But then he gets a bit of encouragement. You are not alone. You're not alone. Someone else will be there with you. Be there with you. You're not alone. And once again, the music flares up really nicely. And those chords turn into like truly something very motivational. They were already hitting that with the Man on a Mission line. But at that particular point in the bridge, they really come into their own and provide a nice radiance and lights at that particular moment in the track. So I like how this one, once again, it comes off the previous track very nicely, hitting a little bit of a heavier thump. And it seemed like it was going to continue on with this next track, Grapes of Wrath. So let me back it up just a little bit. Get to the end, and we'll let it lead in. I know that was loud. I'm sorry. See, slow it down. Kind of pulling the same intro in a sense.
I can feel my breathing. It's so nice. It's like a blanket on my life. Me stay here for forever in this state of classical denial. Cranking Mrs. Dalloway, Moby Dick trip on a whale. He's kinda just like me, we're thirsty for the deep. I'm gonna rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. I just don't care, I just don't care. Rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. You think I care, I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm barely there. I just don't care.
Just walking.
Count on me to show support for Winston Smith in 1984. Cause battling Big Brother feels more meaningful than binging zombie hordes.
Something with substance.
Take me up to Neverland, hanging with your Sarian. It's kinda
that the guitar enters here?
I just don't care, I just don't care. Rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. You think I care, I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm barely there. I just don't care. Open ear and open mind. I can see without my eyes. Photo jonesing for the rain. Soon I'll be there smiling, smiling in my dreams. Drift off to oblivion. I just don't care, I just don't care. Rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. You think I care, I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm barely there. I just don't care.
They hit a really nice flow between the transitions in these tracks. Also, forgot to really mention that, but that's really nice how that's done. And now we're kind of, it seems at least all right there, just hitting a little more piano, taking away a little bit of the strings. Listen to the intro. This track is like a literary dream. There are so many references in here to different, books and classical novels, classic literary works that I can't catch all of them, and I know for sure I have not read some of them. This one, it really hits this and treads the same path as the previous. And I kind of feel like, honestly, these first three tracks work really well together as almost like one little mini suite, at least at this point, from what I could say. Because it kind of treads a very similar path to the previous track. I mean, music-wise, there's not really much difference. But obviously, there's difference, notes and chords and stuff. But it hits the same thing. Powerful drum, orchestral pop, little guitar coming in later on. Really nice swinging on the singing there. Really kind of hip singing, I would say. Like, it all hits that same pattern, I would say. But once again, I think like it's just such a strong sound coming from the band that, you don't see me complaining. And I love all the different references in here. And I didn't even mention the album cover, which you may have seen here on the screen. It's blurry every time I pull it up here on Wikipedia. But I love the alien, the man. A lot of stuff happening in between. Looks like that's whoever drew or made that album cover is maybe the same person that does like Dance Gavin Dance album covers. Let's look at these lyrics here. I can feel my breathing, it's so nice. Like a blanket on my life. Let me stay here forever in this state of classical denial. And here we go. Cranking Mrs. Dalloway, Moby Dick, trip on a whale. He's kind of just like me. We're thirsty for the deep. And I think I've mentioned it before, but I bought Moby Dick, the book, like a month ago now, because I wanted to start reading some classic literature that I missed. I'll admit that I haven't opened it just yet because I just haven't had the time between Liam and doing things and I have the time when he's like resting on me, but it's hard to like hold the book and hold him. Like, I can't do it. I'm going to rock my Audible headphone, Grapes of Wrath, drift off to oblivion. I just don't care. Rock my Audible. Grapes of Wrath, drift off to oblivion. Listen, and he is working through his books. He is working through Audible. Count on me to show support for Winston Smith in 1984. I never read 1984 because battling Big Brother feels more meaningful than binging zombie hordes. So obviously, he's getting more meaning. He's getting deeper thoughts from a classic book like 1984 rather than, just some zombie book or, how to survive a zombie apocalypse, whatever the book was, survival guide to zombies or whatever it was. He wants something more. And can I tell you, that's exactly why I bought Moby Dick and why I'm doing the same thing. Take me up to Neverland, hanging with Yossarian. He's kind of just like me. We fight till we get free. I understand what I believe the Peter Pan thing, but I don't know who Yossarian is. Captain John Yoss Yossarian is the protagonist of Catch-22. Yossarian, a bombardier pilot, constantly tries to get excused from the campaign by proposing he is mentally unfit for the role. In turn, being aware of it proved he wasn't, leading to the paradox the book is known for. That's why it's a catch-22. Please clap. Open ear, open mind, I can see without my eyes. Frodo jonesing for the ring. Soon I'll be there smiling, smiling for in my dreams. Then he finishes off with there. Listen, he got his headphones in. He's working his way through classical literature. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let's move on to the next track, which is Numbers. Here we go.
There's always a number that'll make you feel bad about yourself. You try to measure up to somebody else. Numbers are out to get you. Numbers are out to get you. Numbers. They say that you're too short to join the team, and your IQ's too low for poetry. Numbers are out to get you. Numbers are out to get you. Numbers. Ooh, I hear the sound.
Nice explosion. I like that bass line coming through.
You better figure out how to multiply, divide. Numbers are out to get you. They'll kill you if they get through. Numbers. Ooh, I hear the sound.
That's perfect.
Every nail needs a hammer, but the numbers won't compute when we love and the two becomes one. I hear the sound.
Numbers is my favorite song so far. That one hits a brilliant sweet spot. I love the lyrics and the theme, and I love the... Well, we'll get to the lyrics, but I love the lyrics, and I love what he's singing about and the way that he does so. And also, Rivers sounds very emotional in this track. He sings sincere, and I love that. I think he does a fantastic job here. You get the swell of the orchestra coming back in, but it does so in a really wonderful way here, just adorning the music like a gown. In the beginning, like I said, it plays a little something different, a little something more emotional with the piano here. Just starting you off, nice and easy. But hold on, there's a moment. I wasn't looking at the time. It's a little clock. I can't find it. But there's a moment when the bass really comes in really, really nicely. Scott Schreiner on the bass here, and it was just like this really nice, warm, kind of flowing bass line that just felt really, really good. And I think if we heard Mellotron before, I think you hear a little bit of it again here. You do get some organ later on, but this is like to me a wonderfully emotional kind of track. The final explosion there of melody is just like fireworks going off in slow motion. This is to me only 4 tracks in, but this is the best one so far. And these lyrics are really, really good. There's always a number that'll make you feel bad about yourself. You try to measure up to someone else. Numbers are out to get you. So once again, we're getting this thesis, this statement. Numbers are trying to make you feel bad. And then he goes on to explain it. He gives us supporting evidence. They say you're too short to join the team and your IQ's too low for poetry. Numbers are out to get you. I hear the sadness in your laughter, so call on me and tell me what you need. Like he's offering, right? He's offering to be there. Look at him, look at her. They've got 1 million likes. You better figure out how to multiply, divide. Numbers are out to get you. They'll kill you if they get through. Always comparing, especially now, a lot of people compare their likes, their views to other. Let's just be real. Like let's just make it relatable. I don't compare my views to other channels. I don't look at other channels or reaction channels or anything like that. Like, would it be nice for my videos to have thousands and millions of views or whatever? I suppose. Like, yes, on one hand, yes. But on the other hand, like, I love what we're doing here. I love what I'm doing here. And in my opinion, I've achieved more than I could ever expect. So I'm very happy with anything I get, to be honest. I'm just happy doing this. I'm a 1, I'm a 0. It's getting all binary here. In the end, doesn't matter. All that we even really know is every nail needs a hammer, but the numbers won't compute when we love and 2 becomes 1. So he's doing all the math here. Then 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Is that prime numbers, or there's something about those numbers? I remember that. I just can't think of what it is, but I know there's something about those numbers. I guess I click here, right? The Fibonacci sequence, that's what it is. Okay. I hear the sadness in your laughter. Like this is to me the best song so far. So far. Let's keep going and find out what's more.
My wife is upstairs, my kids are upstairs, and I haven't washed my hair in 3 weeks. I should get back to these Zoom interviews, but I guess
is this a COVID album?
absorbed and time flies.
Is this a COVID album?
I just can't let go when I'm playing my piano. Ooh, I'm playing my piano. Ooh, I'm pounding out the bass, singing out the tune. I never see the sun like I'm living in a home. I'm playing my piano.
Bring it in.
A cup of Java at the edge of the keys, dipping down from major to mid. So
That was a nice walk.
put on some white noise, double bolt the door. Kim Jong-un could blow up my city, I never know. I just can't let go when I'm playing my piano.
That's great.
I'm playing my piano. I'm counting out the bass, singing out the tune. I never see the sun like I'm living in a home. I'm playing my piano.
Okay, yeah, I heard.
She is my
Man, Let me just talk about piano real quick. I know the transition. We'll catch it. Okay, maybe that's also one of the best tracks on the album. We might be hitting a run right now, a gold vein. Playing my piano is great. And is this a COVID album? We need to look into some of the information on this one with the very just, lyrics to life writing there. The piano playing is really wonderful. It kind of turns into this really nice piano-led pop piece at the halfway point. The way the drums and the music comes in is really nice. That transition is just on point and blissful. River singing is great here. I think that this track and the previous one, it feels like he's really hitting a certain stride that I'm enjoying from him, especially from someone that's unfamiliar with, the breadth of their work. This one is really, really sensational. And the piano playing was really wonderful as well. He's playing piano on here. But I want to look at some of the information I'm scrolling up on this album here because this seems like it's a COVID album. 2021, is that when COVID was around? Time has just flown, Featuring a Baroque pop influenced sound inspired by Harry Nelson's Sings Newman and Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. It was recorded entirely with analog equipment and features a 38-piece orchestra. So that's really cool that they've, gone back to analog instead of digital in the recording here. It's the first of 2 Weezer albums to be released in 2021, followed only 4 months later by Van Weezer. Work on it began as early as 2017 when the band decided to make an album that combined rock instrumentation with an orchestra. They hired a 30-piece orchestra, gave Weezer frontman the album Nilsson Sings Newman to listen to, on which singer Harry Nilsson covered songs by Randy Newman. The band had just finished production on the album when they got offered to join bands Green Day and Fallout. We don't care about all of that. Okay, here you go. That would translate better for a stadium tour, but when COVID delayed the tour, they decided to switch around and release the release dates and the albums at once. He called the album piano-based and very eccentric. Said he recorded strings for the album. He commented during a Zoom call that he estimated OK Human was 75% done. That was in 2020. And it goes on from there. The album's title is a play on Radiohead's album OK Computer, which is probably another album we should cover, huh? We should probably do that at some point. No doubt. All right, my wife is upstairs. My kids are upstairs, and I haven't washed my hair in 3 weeks. You're locked down, buddy. I should get back to these Zoom interviews, but I get so absorbed and time flies. Just can't let go. When I'm playing my piano, he just wants to sit there and work on his music. Pounding out the bass, I love how that comes in. Singing out the tune, or out of tune, or singing out the tune rather. I never see the sun like I'm living in the womb. I like how the music just comes in as he's working that out, right? A cup of Java at the edge of the keys, or protein shake in some water. Dipping down from major to mixolydian, hitting those scales. Put on some white noise, double bolt the door. Kim Jong-un could blow up my city, I'd never know. I just can't let go. He just has to lock down, lock in, and make this music. And of course, he repeats those lyrics there. So this just feels like he's in lockdown. He's going off. He loses track of time and his responsibilities. Yes, he is. Let's see if this stride continues. I'm curious to see if this gold vein that we've kind of pickaxed here is going to continue. We're going to hit the next 2 tracks together because it only, this one's a minute and 15 seconds, the next being a little under 3. So let's just hit these next 2 together. Mirror Image and Screens.
She is my mirror image, showing me who I am.
Gotta be his kid.
Until the day that we shatter, she helps me understand.
Nice fill.
Is my mirror image, showing me who I am. Until the day that we shatter, I will know where I stand.
The backing vocals kind of sound queenish to me.
Heaven can't save this man. Heaven can't help this man. Heaven turns his back on this man.
Heaven shuts the door on this man.
Young girl, lying flat in her bed.
This feels like a single from them.
Streaming images to her head. Homeworker means slime a black pink. 8 hours gone, now her mind's blown. She don't want me. Now the real world is dying as everybody moves into the cloud. Can you
Nice
tell me
strings.
where we're going? Where will we be 21 years from now? Everyone stares at the screen. Everyone stares at the screen. Old maid
That's
in the
snapping.
cottage next door. We don't see her much anymore.
That's catchy melody.
Plays solitaire on her desktop. Searches for her kids. Now she can't stop. Did she think she'd go out this way? Now the real world is dying as everybody moves into the cloud. Can you tell me where we're going? Where will we be 21 years from now? Everyone stares at the screen.
Great.
Everyone stares at the screen. I miss my friends. I miss my family.
Okay, so playing piano, I should have lead into mirror image instead of the other way around. I was just looking at the times. Okay, mirror image. We continue that like really nice emotional singing and wrap up kind of from playing my piano, and in a way, it kind of I think thematically works as well. You know, like in playing my piano, he mentions like he's his wife's upstairs, his kids upstairs, everybody's upstairs, and he's just working on his song. And here he let me pull up the lyrics here real quick, so I can work this all together. It says, she is my mirror image showing me who I am until the day we shatter. Now, at first, I was thinking of like his kid, but it says up here, his wife. So she helps me understand. She's my mirror image showing me who I am until the day that we shatter. And I know where I stand. So like, of course, she's his reflection of him and helps him to understand himself better. That's what a mirror does. It helps you see yourself. And so she helps him see himself in a different way, perhaps a way that he didn't expect. And the music there is, once again, really nice, really emotional, great swelling from rivers. The strings are nice, like everything's really good. But one thing that stood out to me was kind of the harmonies there. They kind of reminded me of Queen a little bit in those same kind of powerful ways. Let me pull up mirror image here again. And that's big. Yeah, those. There's something about those harmonies and the like powerful kind of quasi-operatic way that they're performed that reminds me of Queen. And that's just a really big send-off and nice satisfying second half and conclusion to playing piano. Like I said, I should have played those together, but that's the thing with the first listen. You don't know what you don't know. And then Screens just rocks it right back into that orchestral pop hit. But this one feels like a single from the album. I wouldn't doubt it if it was. This one snaps us back into something catchy, poppy. Those strings hit hard. The drums hit really nice. I really enjoyed that. And the topic is very topical, as you could expect. Let me pull it up here real quick. Snappy drums, right? And that pop, 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 pop. That melody that just goes through is that's a worm. That an earworm. I should have specified the type, because the melody would just travel and trawl through you over and over and over, and that won't leave you. And the chorus was really nice, especially the way the drums come up and everything comes in there. There. Great drums. That's just really nice, those drums, how they come in and how everything really blows up right there. Those are two good tracks. Let me hit these lyrics on screens here really quick. Like I said, very relatable. Young girl lying flat in her bed, streaming images to her head, homework or memes, slime or Blackpink, of course, the K-pop group. 8 hours gone, never heard them, but I know them. Now her mind's blown. She don't want me here. I love, either doing homework, which is the first thing you should be doing, or memes. Can't help it. Sometimes you slide it on Reddit, you see a meme. Slime, you're making slime or listening to some K-pop. Now the real world is dying as everybody moves into the cloud. Can you tell me where we're going? Where will we be 21 years from now? Everyone stares at their screens. Now, I'm going to click the annotation, but I wonder why he specified 21 years from now. Rivers provides by comparing the years 2021, 2021. The screens is tone of influence culture for the extent. Okay, well that I suppose. Old maid in the cottage next door. So now another generation also latched to technology. We don't see her much anymore. She plays solitaire on her desktop. When that line came out, I was like, oh, she's of a more aged generation. Searches for her kids. Now she can't stop. She's trolling on Facebook, searching for her kids, searching other people. Did she think she'd go out this way? Old alone in the cottage and playing solitaire on the desktop. Not even communicating apparently with her kids properly, She's searching for them on social media. She's not actually, doesn't have a good relationship probably. Or maybe she's just trolling, just wants to see what they're up to because they're not talking, right? I miss my friends. I miss my family. Yes. That's what happens when you lock yourself out and you shut yourself in. Let us move on to the next track, which is Bird with a Broken Wing.
Flying in the air, looking at the sea below. I was hunting krill, diving down. In a flash I'd scoop 'em up, thrashing in my mandible. It was such a thrill. Me and my friends, slipped up and away, singing out. The melody came endlessly. High or low, I felt so free. I had something to say, but you'll never catch my melody. Oh, I'm just a bird with a broken wing, and I still have a song to
I wanted it to go on for one more bar. Man. That track just needed just one more measure at the very end just to really like solidify that landing. I mean, it's called Bird with a Broken Wing, but that landing would have really stuck. I mean, it was a good landing, but man, this is to me, this may be, I don't know, this may be the most introspective song. This may be the most emotional one. Pulling out all those strings, no pun intended, and tugging on those heartstrings. The singing is emotional. The music is subsequently powerful and passionate. You know, you can really feel it. And I feel like this one maybe, I mean, just looking at the lyrics and the ideas and themes behind it, maybe the most, you know, like I said, personal. The one that maybe means the most to him in his inner self. The strings are once again, you know, really nice and really gorgeous. I really like how you can barely make out those light harmonies and kind of like a gentle breeze lifting that broken wing up, just giving it a little mend, giving it a little less pressure. And it feels like it just gently lifts this. You know, like if you were to see a bird with a broken wing on the ground, you don't just pick him up. You gently scoop him up. You gently kind of, you know, push him up into your arms, you know, especially with the broken wing, you're careful not to mess with it. And I feel like the vocals, the background vocals, just so gently, so subtly do that in this track. It's big, it's powerful, it hits all those right notes. Yeah, that's all I feel about it. Let's hit these lyrics. Long ago, I was flying in the air, looking at the sea below. I was hunting krill, diving down in a flash, scooping them up, thrashing in my mandible. It was such a thrill. And I feel like this is him being autobiographical. I can't help but read it this way. You know, maybe at one point in the past, he was feeling really good, feeling like he's flying through the air, doing good. Me and my friends, we were killers. I imagine that's the band, right? Now, I'm just a bird with a broken wing, and I still have a song to sing. He still has something to say, but he's finding himself hurt. And perhaps this relates to the change in the album, right? As in the album is a different style than their other albums, apparently, from what we read on the Wikipedia. And this beautiful song to sing, I don't feel sad for me, I'm right where I want to be. So even though he's in pain, he has a broken wing, he's where he wants to be. The stupid cat always sneaked up on me, thinking I would be his meal, till I slipped up and away. Maybe that's the record company, maybe with predatory practices. Singing out, the melody came endlessly. High or low, I felt so free, I had something to say. But he'll never catch my melody. That's a good line. He'll never catch me. He'll never catch my melody. I view that as a double entendre. One, you can never kill the music. You can never stop that. But also, he'll never understand it. And if I'm going further with this being a record label that's acting predatory towards the band, they'll never stop Weezer's music. They'll never stop who they are. And they'll never understand exactly who they are at heart. Nothing matters in the world and everyone is free, but all belong to you if you believe in me. Could also relate to the record label. That's just how I'm reading it. Of course, I could be completely off. It's just, you know, my interpretation, but that's how I see that. And I really do view this as the most personal song, seemingly so far on the album. The next track is Dead Roses. Here we go. Which we might lead into Everything Happens for a Reason. We'll see how it transitions.
Turn the key and step into the blackness. Lamplight falls and casts a laughing phantom. I imagine your smile and the life that we could share.
The snare sticks down like a clock.
It's the last of my steps. I see the truth lying there. Dead roses at the bottom of an oubliette, where they beat you till you beg to live. You were mine and you were always mine. Now I'm crying over dead roses. I could never let them go.
Nice warble.
With horns upon his cranium, slinks away petals of rose and your raven locks of hair. I hear the turn of the key as I hiss my final prayer. Dead roses at the bottom of an oubliette, where they beat you till you beg to live. You were mine and you were always mine. Now I'm crying over dead roses. I could never let them go.
Okay, so it doesn't really transition. Okay, with Dead Roses, it kind of turns things to a slightly darker path, and I would say definitely because with the lyrics, like the lyrics are a little bit darker and take a turn, but even the orchestral edge of things, like it moves into a little bit of a moodier, slightly creepier aspect, and especially near the ending when those deeper strings come in, like it does lend itself to something a little more weighty, a little bit darker, and I do like how it moves towards that edge here, like nearing the end of the album. And if I can kind of bring the lyrics into this, because it does relate, obviously Dead Roses, so that's a negative. So the lyrics match that. Turn the key and step into the blackness. Lamplight falls and casts a laughing phantom. I imagine your smile and the life we could share. But with the last of my steps, I see the truth lying there. Okay, so he's describing stepping into a dungeon. His voice, the way that River sings, sounds to me kind of sweet, but a little bit wanting of something, like wanting more. But there is a little bit of a kind of bleak romantic edge to it. And then what does he see? He says the truth lying there. What is this truth? Dead roses at the bottom of an oubliette, which is basically like a how to describe it? It's a hole in the ground, a prison, a hole in the ground, and at the top, like it almost looks like a holding cell, I guess. But it was a torture device in old times, and like there was just no hope. It was just like a hole in the ground, and you're locked in there. That's it. Like there's nothing to it. Where they beat you till you beg to live. You are mine, and you are always mine. Now I'm crying over dead roses. I could never let them go. Like he can never even let the roses go. The roses, they're dead, and yet he's still holding on to them. He's still holding on to this. A winged beast with horns upon his cranium slinks away and grinning makes his way up. I grasp the pieces of rose and your raven locks of hair. I hear the turn of the key and as I hiss my final prayer. So is he getting locked in now? Has he in a sense switched places? He perhaps kept her prison in a sense, metaphorically, maybe romantically, to the point that it of course hurt her. She left, leaving these dead roses, and he really just can't let go. He can't get over them. Then the devil leaves, basically leaving, going up out of the oubliette. Of course, referencing getting out of hell, basically. He holds the pieces of the rose, the locks of hair, he hears the turn of the key. Now he's locked in there. A taste of his own medicine, basically. And now, he better get comfortable. Let's hit the next track. Everything happens for a reason. It's only 23 seconds. I have to imagine that this leads into Here Comes the Rain, based off of the transition from Dead Roses to this one, which there was none. This definitely sounds like analog equipment. It's like old 70s kind of rock.
Drops of water, flood cascading from the sky, and it streaks my windshield. Whoa, the thunder roars.
I like that singing melody right there.
I open up the door. My umbrella makes me look just like the mortal.
Okay, Here Comes the Rain feels like the showstopper. That feels like the centerpiece, even though it's the second to last track on the album. It feels like the centerpiece of the album. It kind of has like this really positive, happy-go-lucky 70s piano style, some orchestral style rock sound to it. The vocal stylings from Rivers, I think, are really like unique and snappy here as well. The way that he actually like puts together the melody, like here come da 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 da, like the actual playfulness of it. It's I think really a little bit more complex than maybe some might give it credit for. And however he came up with writing that, I think it really is really well done. It kind of sounds in some ways like an homage to like 70s, like I said, kind of piano-based rock and such. And I think that they all do a great job here. The drumming is fun, poppy. Like I said, the melody and the lyrics are incredibly addicting. They are a worm, as we said earlier. They are just a worm, just tunneling its way through the dirt of your mind. And I think that this is a track that, like, it is not needed, but is really well placed in the track list here. It's a nice, big, energetic showstopper of a track to put at this point in the album, And it's a 2-minute and 27-second track. Kind of like some of those, classic songs of those times. Like, they're just quick in and out. They have a lot of substance to it. Then they're out of there. This was a really, really nice one. This feels like it also could have been a big single from the album. What were the singles from this album? I know we mentioned the first track, but all my favorite songs in Grapes of Wrath. Those are the only two. I'm actually quite surprised. I feel like there's quite a few others here in this album. Drops of water flood cascading from the sky, and it streaks my windshield. The thunder roars. I opened up the door. My umbrella makes me look just like the Morton girl, the salt, with the girl in the yellow raincoat there. Splish, splash. Taking a bath, walking down the road. Even the lyrics are just... You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like the Beatles in some way. Like, maybe that's kind of part of what I'm thinking of a little bit. Like, just so fun. Just, here comes the rain. Wash all my troubles away. Here comes the rain. It's going to wash my troubles away. I got dirty. Just another punk that bit the dust. In the mirror, I could not recognize myself. Okay, another reference to a previous track, a previous lyric in a way. No, even though before he was talking about his wife, he still references the mirror. Could not recognize the person I'd become. We're on the way to paradise. Did you hear the news? The universe will give you more of what you pay attention to. I like that. It's all about perspective, right? So even, he mentions, he got dirty. Another punk that bit the dust. He couldn't recognize himself, who he's become. So there's a negative, but there's also a self-realization, and then there's a hope. The rain is going to wash all those troubles away. This is, I think, one of the best tracks on the album. And we're near the end. Let's get to the end. That will be La Brea Tar Pits. Here we go. That's so 70s.
I was jumping the jungles, there was nothing to find. No mastodon, so that I could be the guy that provides. With empty hands, I headed on home. Live long enough, you're gonna choke on a bone. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. That's just the way that it goes. Now I'm sinking in the La Brea Tar Pits. I don't want to die, 'cause there's still so much to give.
I let that sing-songiness in the voice.
Sinking, could you give me a lift? Wanna make an escape, but don't know where to begin.
Nice piano at the end of it.
Time I wriggle, I sink a little deeper, oh damn. So let me try to persuade you all to lend me a hand.
Like how those chorus is star. That sounds like something. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Weezer, OK Human, full album reaction. Checked off the list. La Brea Tar Pits. The verse is fine. The music is fine. What I find really nice is the chorus, though. The chorus is uplifting. It's catchy. Da. It has a little bit of a certain swinginess to it. Da, 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 da. That melody is very sweet. That's very golden hour there. And the little bit of orchestration that happens at the end, it sounded like something. This part. I like how they insert that little bit of like synth or whatever that is beeping in there. That part right there reminded me of like, don't laugh at me, but it reminded me of like the background music that, you know, like classic Looney Tunes cartoons would use classical music and such. It reminded me of something like that. Like it seems like they were referencing something there, but I don't have the know with to tell you exactly what that was. But I think that they end with a pleasant, catchy song. I don't think it stands out necessarily amongst the rest of the album. But I do think that it's a completely pleasant track, this one. But the chorus is really what's saving it, so to speak. I was tromping the jungles, there was nothing to find, no Macedon, so that I could be that guy that provides. With empty hands, I headed on home. Live long enough, you're going to choke on a bone. That's just the way it goes. Said he couldn't find the Macedon, couldn't provide for the rest of the tribe. Now I'm sinking in the La Brea Tar Pits, and I don't want to die because there's still so much to give. I'm sinking. Could you give me a lift? Want to make an escape, but don't know where to begin. So, I mean, the tar pits, I don't know the La Brea Tar Pits, the specific ones, but he's obviously talking about him being a prehistoric man of some sort. And now he's sinking in these tar pits to be found centuries and thousands of millennia later. Each time I wiggle, I sink a little deeper. So let me try to persuade you all to lend me a hand. Good with a spear, settling fights, do anything for the good of the tribe. Could you throw me a rope? I do like the lyrics. He's trying to convince them, like, come on, like, let me sell myself to you. Like, let me sell you on what I could do so that you'll help me out a little bit. It's kind of like, I don't know about you guys, but as a kid, you know, in different TV shows, movies, and different media, you're always sold the idea that quicksand is everywhere and it's going to get you one day when you're out in the woods exploring or out there, only to find that, no, that's not the way quicksand works. And it goes on from there. So actually, besides the chorus, the lyrics are actually fantastic as well. I love the playfulness of, you know, this caveman, this prehistoric man, and let me sell you on how I can help you. You know, I missed that. I did miss that spear throw on the Mastodon last Thursday, but give me another swing at it and I'll get it. Now, my favorite tracks on the album: Numbers, Playing My Piano, maybe even going into the Mirror Image, and Here Comes the Rain. That's what I would say very comfortably. Yeah, Numbers, Playing My Piano, Here Comes the Rain. If I had to give you three, I did promise you guys in the beginning. I didn't forget. I did promise you guys in the beginning a little surprise, and so surprise I may and I must. So I'm going to pull up something. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull up something from 8 years ago. I uploaded this. I was part of briefly part of a band, and one of the songs that we covered was "Island in the Sun," and I'm not a singer. Perhaps I thought I was at this time, and we were doing a rehearsal in an apartment, and so I present to you Cinema.
Are we ready or are we?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ready? Okay.
Ready.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys thought of the album. I hope that you enjoyed it, listening to it with me, alongside with me. Dustin, thank you so much for the overwhelming support. I really, really appreciate that as well. That was very kind of you. Hope you guys enjoyed the album. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. That was rough. And I will see you later.